Hello everyone, something interesting is just happening, and you know what's happening? What's happening is this: um, our parents, especially when we grew in Africa, this is something which was always happening, and we grew in a communal society where, when you get an opportunity, you remember people who are back at home. Now, the same is not happening in the 21st century. There are a couple of women, especially not general women, but people who are coming to the internet complaining that they're not going to support their families who are back at home. Remember, we have those people who go to seek opportunities back overseas, leaving their parents, leaving their siblings back in Africa. And now what happens? They become the breadwinners of this family. So this means that they are totally dependent on by the family members back at home. So they're going to give you their reasons as to why they are not going to support their families back at home. And I want you to listen to their reasons, and then I'll tell you its repercussion in the 21st century and the dynamics that plays between in the past communism, which was practiced by African families in the past, and today. I hope this video helps somebody.
I was just watching Miss Enja's video about the reason why she's not sending money to Africa anymore. And I don't want to send money to Africa anymore, but for a different reason. For me, I feel like I'm a hater, right? Every time I go to Africa, especially lately, the lifestyle that they're living there is just ridiculous. So these people are the people that you basically feed, pay their rent, you know, when they get sick, you pay for that and all of those things. But these people are living their best life out there. Like, I go there, they go to the most expensive hair salons, they go to the most expensive nail salons. They're living large, okay? Like, they're out there drinking like juices all day. Mind you, it's not like in America where you buy juice and keep it in the refrigerator. You literally have to buy like the canned juice every time, and they're not cheap. For us, it might be cheap when you convert, but for them it's not cheap. So that could rack up to like 1 day of worth of food for the whole family. They're going clubbing, buying shisha, like spending $15 on shisha. That's like 150,000 there, which is a lot of money there. So they're doing all of these things, living this, you know, glamorous lifestyle that you don't even have in America. And I just sit there and I look at them. I'm like, I'm the one funding like half of this lifestyle, and I don't even have this lifestyle. You know how when we're here, we're going, like sometimes you go through a rough patch or you're trying to save money for something. At least for me, when I'm trying to save money for something specific, or at times it's a little hard, I cut down on certain things, right? Like instead of getting my nails done every 2 weeks, for example, sometimes I won't even get my nails done at all, or I'll go like a month or two before I get my nails done again. Or, you know, like some expenses you can cut down on because of the situation. And then when you're fine, then you resume them. They don't know that. They just spend. They're like, oh, I need my nails done or I'm going to die. I need my hair done. And not everybody can do my hair. This specific person, like there is no compromise because they know the money is going to come. You see the mentality? So for me, it was about 8 years ago when I went there and I stayed longer. Then I realized, these people are not struggling. These people just need extra money to do all these glamorous things, to live large. I'm not living large, and I'm the one funding all of these expenses. So I made the decision that I'm not sending money to Africa anymore. So for me, it's like, unless you're really sick and I can see proof that you're sick, or something very urgent is happening, like literally something very urgent is happening, or it has to do with the children and things like that, then I will send the money. But just to send money and pay somebody's rent or, you know, like things like that, I don't do that anymore. No more sending money to Africa. And I kid you not, as soon as I made that decision and I started sticking to it, my life here changed. You know what I mean? And the whole time you're sitting there, oh, I need to look for baraka. I need to look for baraka. I feel like some things don't even have baraka in it. The baraka will stop with my mom and my dad, and the rest of the people can just, let's all work for our lifestyle. I want to have that lifestyle too. I just don't have somebody else paying for it. So let's all work for our own lifestyle.
So in my last video where I said I'm never sending money to Africa again, you guys had a lot of questions. In the video, I mentioned that when I got there, after like 20 years I got there, I had to put gas in the car every single time I wanted to go somewhere. I had to give like $500 for me and my kids to eat because they asked me to contribute to that. If I wanted water, we had to pay for our own water. If they did something for us, we had to pay for it. Despite us like sending money over the years and helping and medical bills and so many things, people had questions. They were like, what the heck? I'm gonna answer something. So one of the questions was, how did they respond when you say you're not sending money or when you stop sending money? The same thing, like you a dunka, they meaning you're a cursed child. You're not gonna get no blessing. Nothing good is ever gonna come to your life. Like you're mean, you're selfish. Watch, you know, you're gonna like you're gonna fail. Like misery is gonna come to you. Same stuff, which is normal. I mean, listen, that's normal. That makes me laugh. That's actually whatever. Someone else asked, maybe they really couldn't afford, you know, to feed you guys or whatever. Maybe that's why. No, I don't want to get too personal, but no, they can afford it because I know for sure they make $3,000 a month in that house. For sure. 100%. Is the fact living beyond your means because you have family in Europe and America and France and whatever. That's why you have to live a particular lifestyle. But otherwise, yes, they easily make $3,000 a month. They can afford to host us for 3 weeks without us having to give a dime. And you know, the audacity was that when I was leaving, right, they were like, oh, you're not gonna like leave us anything, you're not gonna give us anything. Like the day I was leaving with my suitcase and everything. And look, I have all this money, right? I put my money in my bag and I said, I'm taking it to the US. All this. These are $20 bills. I have all this money that I could have easily, like, if this thing would have never happened, I probably would have given it away to different people. Probably give everybody $100 a piece. But because of that, I was like, no. Look, the audacity to ask after all this. After, if you buy me water, I have to give your money back. If you buy my kids popsicle, I have to give your money back. And then when I'm leaving, you want to ask me, oh, you're not going to give us anything? You're not going to leave us anything? I took my thing. I still have it. I even forgot that I had it. I brought my money back with me. Hell no. And lastly, you know what? I really don't like to talk about stuff like this, right? Because I have 6 siblings. And I also feel like as much as I like to talk about things, I have to respect their privacy. But what triggered me was when I watched a young lady video of her saying she's not sending money back home and people were coming at her, and it just triggered me. That's one. Number two, you guys know I'm heavy on the Afghan, what's going on, like the soccer, and I wanted to go to Afghan. I only work 4 days a month here. I work PRN and I already work my hours, so I have time off. I wanted to go to the Afghan. I told these people that I was coming, right? I wanted to watch the Afghan. I'm coming, right? And they're like, why would you come? Why you can't just send us that money instead of wasting it to come watch the Afghan? And some people might be like, yeah, just girl, I work. If I want to go watch the Afghan and make me happy, I should be able to do that. But it's like, why are you coming to watch the Afghan if you could just send us this money? I was like, because I want to watch the Afghan. That didn't work, right? And then it became, okay, well, if you come, we're not going to be able to pick you up from the airport because the car is broken. Unless you send me $1,000. Unless you send us $1,000 to fix the car so we could pick you up at the airport, we won't be able to pick you up. Yeah, the audacity. And like, and somebody else was like, well, why don't you have a conversation with them? Let me tell you something. In an African household, you don't talk back. You could be 50. You don't talk back. If you talk back or you defend yourself, it's basically like you're insulting them. It's basically like you basically beat them up at this point. So like defending yourself is not even worth it because it's going to become a fight. It's going to become like more problematic. So you just take it and just smile. I mean, that's just the way it is. So unfortunately, it's no like sitting down, talking about it, talking back. It's not even worth it. It's not even gonna click in. So with that being said, I'm really not gonna answer anything because I'm gonna be like a faucet spilling tea, and I'm gonna have to start walking around with bodyguards, which is not necessary. So it baffles me. It baffles me just as much as it baffles you guys to know that legit, like. And the weird thing is, like, I have Nigerian friends and Ghanaian friends who was like, when I was telling them this, they was like, yo, I be going home. I go back home with nothing in my pocket. I literally just come home and it's my family house. Like, I don't pay for food, nothing. Like, wow.
So one thing that I'm getting to understand by these ladies who have come to the internet to complain about the issues, the reason as to why they are not going to share their money, they're not going to share their resources with their families back at home. Now, remember in the past, our parents made us know that if you get something, you need to share it with your brothers, with your siblings. And until today, some families back in Africa, you realize that if you are the first person to get a job in your family, you can still take some of your family members, school some of them, and provide even for the family. For example, if you're the first person to get the fortune in the family, and some of these practices are still happening today, well, that's a good thing. However, there are some people who are seeing this as a lazy way. Some people are not working hard because they are into this illusion that, my brother is working with this company. My brother has money. I can just do anything I want. I'm not going to work hard. My sister got me. My big sister got money. So they're seeing this thing as a problem. Now, I'll call two things. There are genuine people who needs help, and there are people who are just mediocres. They are taking advantage because of what you have, and now so they feel like they can get access to it. And another problem is entitlement, because when you tend to give it and give it and give it, there is an aspect of entitlement. So it becomes an habit where they won't even be asking you. They'll be telling you that, why are you not sending? Why are you not sending? You should be sending. So now that's where the problem comes, where these sisters don't want to share. And also another thing that they have highlighted, which I think it's important, it's that one lady said that they are sending the money back at home, and they are living well. They're drinking juices. They're going to those beautiful spas. They're going to those beautiful salons. One thing that I'll say is that the power of money in the United States and the power of money in Africa, especially in most developing African countries, it's different, because you understand the power of Kenyan shillings and the currency thing. So to them, the little money that you send them back in Africa can serve a lot of things as compared to when the same money is used in the United States. So we were raised in families where when you have a cloth and it's smaller, you have to give it back to that child who is following you, or somebody who is doing that to you. And the only disadvantage with this is that, not disadvantage, but the only problem with this is that, for instance, you are a person who doesn't like sharing things, especially personal things like clothes, and you're putting your stuff, your shoes, your everything, and then you just walk out. You come back, you find that your cousin has just worn your shoes, your cousin has just worn your clothes, and they haven't asked you, and you are not required to complain about this, and I think that's the only part that I see it's a problem, and also the issue of entitlement. However, I know very well, as a matter of fact, that if you're a person who maybe the parents struggle so hard to send you, they paid for your visa, they paid for your ticket, they paid for everything, immigration laws, all those things, they catered for you to go to the United States to work, I think that you should not be complaining. Rather, you should be trying to do something which can help them to help other siblings who are back at home. And I like the lady who said that she considered her parents first. Yes, parents are really, really important, because when everything goes down, when anybody turns against you, they will stand with you. They're not going to run away from you as compared to other people who will do so. So that being said, it means that just get the right things, the right people to invest in. And in the context, I've also had a couple of black people in the diaspora complaining that they have been sending their funds to Africans, and some of them don't even respect them. Some of them just misuse the money, and then after some times they keep on borrowing them. I've been hearing a couple of. So it's an issue which I would like to say that we need to address as people. So guys, tell me what you think in the comment section. Is it right to do this? Is it right not to do this? Some people call it black tax. I don't know the context of it, but you help if you can, but remember, doesn't mean that you have to help everybody, but always help if you can help a person who wants your help. I hope this video gives you a context, and also tell me what you think in the comment section. It is an interactive session. What's your experience? what good experience do you have about this issue? What bad experience do you have about this issue? Let's meet in the comment section. Until then, peace, love, and harmony. Salute.